Welcome to Dove and Dragon Radio. I'm your host, M.L.Ruscsak. I'm here with special guest and honored guest, DC Glenn, one half of Tag Team.
Sprinkles! I'm here, y'all. Let's go.
Yes, you are. I mean, now, growing up in the 90s, I'm a little bit younger than you. So I remember when Whoop There It Is came out. I can't say it properly. But I remember that from back then. And now here you are on the Geico commercials, but there's so much going on between then and now.
Mm-hmm. A whole lifetime. Seems like 2 lifetimes.
Probably does.
Yeah, but I've been very blessed, and I've been very fortunate to be able to have a bunch of fun with my life. And it has had its ups and downs and its trials and tribulations, but you know, I am a little different because I am a person that looks at the glass half full as opposed to half empty.
Mm-hmm.
So that has always been my stilo, and that is how I always deal with things. And you find that you really become very masterful at a lot of different things when you just open your mind up to all the possibilities.
Exactly. You can go through life and be on your couch. I always use this metaphor. You can sit on your couch, eat your potato chips, and complain about what's going on, or you can get up and do something about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I've been, my parents, I owe it to my parents because my parents worked me and my brother like dogs. So, I've been stemming collard greens and shucking peas since I was 5 years old. My mom had a prep cook.
Mm-hmm.
And my father made us wash the cars and mow the lawn and rake the leaves, shovel the snow. And I'm so grateful because as a grown man, I do not fear work. I don't care how hard it is, how challenging it is. I want it to be hard because I know everybody else is not going to do it. So I've just been able to take on the most challenging things that have come to my life and become masterful at them. And I'm still having fun doing that because every opportunity creates, 10 other opportunities
Mm-hmm.
and other opportunities because I'm in a perpetual state of preparation, right? I don't look at things as a quid pro quo. If I go do this, this has to happen. I don't even do that. All I do is prepare for the seeds that I plant, come back to harvest. I don't know when they're going to harvest. I don't know how they're going to harvest. I don't know how they're going to manifest, but they always come back to harvest. And because I know that, all I do is prepare for the things that I want in life. And if they come, I'm prepared, and then I get to take advantage of that situation and make other opportunities. So, like I said, I'm just always constantly learning, constantly playing offense, and just having fun doing it. Right?
Exactly. If you're not having fun, what are you doing, right?
And a lot of times I don't have fun doing what I do, but to get to the things you want to do, you got to do the things you don't want to do, right? And you just do them. I'm just as lazy as the best of them, right? But I still do what I got to do, right? I still, I'm fearful of things, but I do it anyway because I know it has to be done, right? So like I said, I'm different. And you could do 2 things at once. And I'm always doing 10 things at once. I don't know how I do it, but it's fun. I wake up in the morning and I have fun because I'm learning something new and I'm always progressing. And you only get one life. And I'm going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. So I've been having a ball.
So with your 10 things you have going on, what exactly are you working on that you can share?
I mean, okay. I think there's like 3 things I can't say anything about because I'm under NDA, but I'm an actor, right? And I have 3 TV shows, co-starring in 3 TV shows, 1 movie, and I audition constantly. So I'm a working actor in here in Atlanta. I also do voiceover, right? So I'm presenting at the voiceover awards, and that's an honor that I just cherish this Sunday in New York at the Guggenheim. I'm gonna be with so many different people in the industry, and I've worked hard for those things. Right? I'm into crypto. I'm putting out a line of NFTs. I'm got a metaverse play that I'm working on. So, I'm constantly doing things. Geico just gave us an ice cream that we're trying to launch in the spring. I'm doing NBA halftime shows. I just finished 2 Thanksgiving Day parades. Right, like the sheer amount of things that I get to do. Right, it's just astounding. But I set it up that way because I want to do a little bit of a bunch of things I like, as opposed to one thing, and that's all I do.
Right.
Right. So that's how I fashion my life, and that's how I love to learn and hustle and just create these opportunities for myself.
Now, back in 1990, did you expect yourself to be playing at halftime shows or in parades or stuff like this?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to be a rock star. Like, I knew it, and nothing could stop me. Right. I did the work. I put in the work, and we had to work very, very, very hard to make sure that we did this. Right. And I mean, it just worked out perfectly.
It has. I mean, we see the fruit of your labor now. We don't see all the struggles you had to get here, because face it, anything in entertainment is not an easy road.
It's not.
That's your back. Let's see.
Sorry about that, because hey, this guy has been hounding me forever, and I don't know how we ended up 6:30, but I had to handle it, and I'm just appreciate your graciousness.
You know what? This happens when you talk to stars. Anything can happen when you talk to someone that's, busy.
I'm not a star.
Yes, you are.
I will never ever claim that. I'm just DC. That's all I can ever be.
Awesome. I'm the same way. I had someone ask me, just because I have a radio show, how does it feel to be famous? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I'm just me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even look at it that way. That's why I think I'm blessed, because I've been able to live my life. Nobody knows who I am. I'm on TV every day, and people don't even know who I am. I could walk in the mall, no one would know.
Isn't that wonderful?
Because that's how you carry yourself. I carry myself like just a gentleman, right? And I'm cordial to people. I'm nice to people. And they fall in love with me before they even realize who I am. And once they realize who I am, they're like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, you don't want to lead with that.
No.
And because I DJ in the clubs, I watch guys come like, you know who I am? And the girl be like, no. And I just watch their feelings get hurt. And I learned what not to do. You don't toot your own horn. You let people talk for you.
Exactly. You go into stores, you're wearing stuff from Walmart, Target, just name brand, everything. They close. You live your life. You don't have to showboat everything.
Nope. Everybody's like, when you gonna get a new truck? You had that truck for 20 years. I was like, I'm gonna have it 20 more if it worked. Right? Because I don't want attention. Right? I don't need nobody. I don't need to have a Benz or anything. I did all that. Right? And it doesn't mean anything. What means things is me learning.
Right.
That's the new car for me. Learning a new subject, learning a new craft, mastering a new art. That's
going back to school, learning something.
Learning something, just continuing to learn. That's why I call it learn how to learn. It's not enough just to learn. You have to learn how to learn. Right? So I just develop tactics to shorten my learning curve. Then I get to learn whatever I want, and it's not as challenging as it seems. It's more about time than it is about learning what you're trying to learn. Right? And it's funny because I got into cryptocurrencies and the metaverse and NFTs and all that because a lawyer called me and he was like, man, you guys should have a NFT and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And I was like, hold that thought. I can't do nothing right now because I'm too busy, but hold that thought. And it took 3 or 4 months for me to get back to him, right? And it wasn't because I was too busy or I couldn't, I was just wasn't interested. It was because for me and him to have a valuable conversation, I had to get up to speed with what he was trying to get me to get involved in, because I was interested. So I had to go learn it. And I went and learned it, and then we had a beautiful conversation because I knew exactly what he was talking about. That's a learning curve, that's shortening that learning curve, because now there's a reason. Now it's fun. Now let's see what this guy's talking about. What opportunity does he have for me? And we talked last week, and I just been like, you know what? I'm gonna go out to where he's at, and I'm gonna buy him and his friends dinner, and we're gonna sit and chop it up. And he's gonna appreciate that, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? Let's have a meeting. Let's talk. Let's break bread together, right?
First, you talk like we're doing here on Zoom. Then, if you connect properly, then you have a real meeting that involves food.
Exactly. So, like I said, I have been having so much fun. I feel like I'm 25 and I'm 55. I'm a big kid, but it's because I see things. It's every day is a whole new world, especially since COVID. It's like if you're sitting around waiting for it to get back the way it used to be, you're going to be sitting there waiting for it to get back the way it used to be, because there's a whole new world out there. And you just have to not listen to it. You have to make your own noise, right?
Exactly.
Your own noise, and your own noise is positive. And your own noise is just keep working, keep chopping wood, keep planting seeds. And that's what I do. And I'm having a ball. I
mean, the best thing you can do is have fun with what you have every day. If you don't wake up and say, I'm grateful for being alive, what are you waking up for?
Oh, man, I'm so grateful. I'm telling you. Can't wait to get up tomorrow. Keep going, right? Because I'm tired right now. I've been up since 4 o'clock, and I've had a day full. But you know what? Ain't nothing but work. That's how I look at everything. It's nothing but work. All it is work. And like I said, I don't fear work as a grown man because of my parents.
Right. I'm working till 4 a.m., getting up at 11 a.m. That's my sleep time.
Hey, that's how I used to be like that, because I worked in the clubs. I used to be a vampire.
That's my daughter is. I swear she's a vampire. I'm like, it's okay. I used to be there. But, it's just work. It depends on what time zone you're in and what you're doing. And are you having fun doing it?
True. Yeah. And even if you aren't having fun, sometimes you can work your way to fun. You just have to look at things differently. Right? If you're in a job that you hate, then you got to make yourself some way. You got to make yourself invaluable. Like when I DJ'd, I was not just a DJ. I was your light guy, your sound guy, did your radio spots, did your graphics, did everything. So you would have to hire 10 people to do everything that I could do. So that's why you paid me what I wanted. You gave me health insurance. You gave me a life insurance policy. And that's why I was comfortable for so long. But then because I do all these things, you funded me to learn how to do them better. And now all my clubs were, were the recipients of all that education. But then all that education was the next step. That was the tools in the toolbox to help me achieve anything I wanted to achieve. Right.
Exactly.
To overcome any obstacle I wanted to overcome. But most people are like, I'm not about to do all that extra work. And I'm like, that's why you're miserable at your job. You got to go to the same job every day and be mad. And I'm like, learn how to do everybody else's job. Because one day the boss gonna come and is like, where's such and such? Why can't I need this done? I got it. I got you.
Exactly. I've worked at McDonald's and I've knew every job in there.
Exactly. Make yourself invaluable. And then it's not because you're trying to suck up or you're trying to make the company better or anything. You're doing this because you're trying to make your transition to the next thing easier.
Right?
That's the only way it works. And if you're just, doing this and chasing harebrained schemes, that's what that is. They want you to chase those things. But the people who really understand what's going on, they're not chasing anything. They're studying.
It was, okay, I work at McDonald's. I don't like McDonald's, but I know my customer service. I know how to talk to people, and I'm great at talking to people.
Exactly. And that part of it can catapult you into something else.
Exactly.
Right? Catapult you into voiceover, catapult you into marketing, or catapult you into sales, or catapult you into anything. You just have to know what you want. And most people don't know what they want. Most people just want it fast. I don't know what I want, but I want it fast.
I want the money. I want the cars. I want the whatever.
Yeah.
But they don't want to work for
it. I work. I love to work.
I have a friend that's a rap artist. He's been rapping for 20 years. He's still in exactly the same place he was 20 years ago.
Wow. Hey, and there's so many ways to make it in the rap game. Like I knew I was going to be able to make it in the rap game because everybody's success story is different, right?
Right.
So it's about what you learn, what you know how to do, and sometimes you just gotta work harder. You gotta work smarter. Go get a job at a record company, or go get a job at an arena that puts on concerts so you can learn how that goes, or join an organization. You join an organization, and see, that's what I do. That is really my claim to fame, is that when I get stuck, I join an organization, because organizations are filled with people who have been loving their profession for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And they got all the resources. And there's nothing better than somebody sitting down with you and telling you how their field works, one-on-one. And, I did that during the Geico commercial because we were in a pandemic and I couldn't go do shows. So I was like, well, try to find a publicist to do acting and, get your acting going and all that. And they didn't want to work with me because they didn't know how to do a commercial, or they would just, it's the COVID thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be my own publicist. And I joined the organization called Public Relations Society of America, PRSA. 2 days in, I'm on a Zoom cast with the CEO of this PR firm. And I raised my hand, like, press release is relevant? And they're like, yeah. What's it for? And I'm like, well, I'm kind of featured in a Geico commercial called Whoomp There It Is. And I'm looking at the chat. It's like, oh my God, what is he doing here? That's not him. My mom loves that commercial. My dog loves that. It just blew up the entire Zoom call. And the CEO comes back on and she's like, of course that press release is going to work, because the whole last year has been COVID. Right? And the whole last year, everything's been political. And here you guys come spinning scoops and throwing sprinkles in DC, you'll smile. Of course that press release is going to work. You're going to go here for all the publicists, here for all the journalists, here for all the podcasts, here for all the radio interviews. Make sure your pitches are tight. She gave me the breadth of her experience in 10 minutes. And it's changed my life forever, and is the reason that you and I are talking right now. Right?
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to talk to you a year ago.
Exactly. Like I said, I'm in a perpetual state of preparation, right? I do 3 or 5 of these a day because they serve so many different avenues for me. It kills 14 birds with one stone. I'm practicing articulation for voiceover. I'm practicing storytelling for acting. I'm practicing, meeting new people, networking, seeing how people react, getting my story together, breaking down analogies, making people understand where I come from, making people see, inspiring, all these things, right? Therapy. Even like, it's therapy for me because I figured things out. I know where I want to be, where I want to go, what I want to do. I run in my mouth. And people are like, well, you should do your own podcast. I would never want to do a podcast because that's not my gift. My gift is being a guest and talking to people about the things and my experiences and the stuff that I wish someone had told me when I was a young man. Because I give what I want first. I will be the guinea pig. I will learn it and then come back and teach everybody. I'm not writing a book. I'm not doing I'm not doing that. I will give it away because I know I get more blessings doing it that way. Exactly. If I can touch one person, all it takes is one thing sometimes. There's so many times in my life that's happened to me where one thing changed the whole trajectory of my success. And it's because somebody put me on to something that I listened. And if one person listens to one thing, then I've done my job. I'm that's my responsibility, right?
Mhm.
And I love it. I love it because I just love to learn because there's just so much to learn and everything is new. Technology is new. Trying to save the world is new. Trying to not be a certain way is new, right? Like there's so many new things
Right.
that you can't get caught up in the negative part. You gotta flip it and see, well, how can I make the best of this? Well, if they did that, why did they do that? Okay, well, how can I turn that into something positive as opposed to something negative? And that's what I do. And the way to do that is you just don't react. People come to me all the time with just crazy, dumb
Mhm.
stuff, and I just don't react. I put it in my pocket. And then 10 minutes later, it turns into positive energy because I didn't react to it. So now I get to use all those experiences in ways that serve me. If I got an audition for acting and I got a role where I have to be in an argument, well, I was just arguing with somebody last week. Now I don't have to go find a character or be a caricature,
Mhm.
pull this out of my pocket, and now the character becomes me and it's real, right? Because I was there. You see what I'm
That,
saying?
that makes the best acting, though.
It does. And that's why even like throughout life, you do stupid stuff.
Mhm.
There's some things that make you cringe. And you just be walking down the street whistling, and all of a sudden you think of something you did when you were 10 years old. It's like, I can't believe I did that. I write those down because I know I can go back to that and get a reaction if I'm acting or if I'm in
Mhm.
voiceover, right?
Mhm.
And I love to be wrong because being wrong, one, it kills your ego. Admitting when you're wrong kills your ego. And two, it sequesters your pride. And pride is the thing that just, I've watched pride kill so many men. I've watched pride take so many people down because they keep going down the rabbit hole of untruth because they want to be right. And I'm like, I was wrong. I was wrong. Now inside I'm dying. I'm like, I hate being wrong. But being wrong is the path to being right. And when you realize that, now your mind is truly open to every possibility, right?
Mhm.
And you're not stuck in that world of untruth because your quest is to find and be the truth. And I love that, right? It's like
Exactly.
these are the skills that I've acquired over the years by going through the things that I've gone. And whenever a traumatic incident happens to me in my life, I vow that it will never happen again.
Mhm.
And I put in the work to make it so. And if it does, then that's my fault and I can live with that. But you know, you just keep trying to get better. And that's what I do. That's why I'm just having a ball now. I'm acting, I'm singing, I'm voiceover and performing and being in parades and
Oh,
just
I know. I had a chance to look up your IMBD while we were on a little break, and I was like, oh, this works for things that I'm working in.
mm-hmm.
So I sent all the information over to the studio I work with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, here's the information for you.
Wow. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So I constantly do press releases. I dropped
Mhm.
one last week. And the newspaper guy was just like, so I read the press release that you're gonna be at the presenting at the voiceover awards with Julia Louis Dreyfus, and just ran down these names. And I was like, to hear somebody else say it, I was like, wow. I got nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta present, right? But I've been waiting for this a long time. This is validation.
And you earned it.
I've earned it. I've earned the right to be on the stage with those people, right? And they're gonna hear me say sprinkles, and they're gonna know who DC the Brain Screamer tag team is, and they're gonna remember all the joy that commercial brought them throughout the last year, and then we'll see what happens.
I mean, going through 2020 and seeing that commercial is just like the highlight because it makes you laugh.
Yeah, I still laugh. Like I don't even know, like I don't even understand why I did sprinkles. right? But because I'm an actor, I prepared all those things. I said, I want to go in with 5, 6 things.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know kids love sprinkles. And I wanted to just to be about the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it ended up being sprinkles is the new party people. When we were on that route doing those parades for Thanksgiving, the only thing that they were saying to us was sprinkles. They wanted to hear me say sprinkles more than they wanted us to hear the song. And it's crazy because now that commercial is our encore. We come back on stage and we just play with the crowd and do the commercial and they eat it up. And then we just end on such a high note with sprinkles that it is so infectious. And I just sit there all the time, be like, I can't believe I'm sitting here saying sprinkles to all these grown people.
Out of everything in the world, it's
everything in the world I could be doing. I'm sitting here yelling sprinkles and people is just eating it up like, and they just, I'm telling you, they love it. And I am blessed and they want to hear sprinkles. They're going to hear sprinkles. So
that is,
I can't even reiterate to you how much fun I have doing what I do.
I mean, just watching some of the stuff that you're doing just here recently, I know you're having fun.
Oh yeah. But I always have fun when I'm doing, because I'm always learning. I'm always, even if I'm just laying down being lazy, I'm having fun because like yesterday I was laying in the bed and I was like, man, why are you being so lazy? But then I'm like, yeah, but you're looking at these courses, learning how to do something. So you're not being lazy, just laying down learning.
Exactly. It's not just we're in bed doing nothing. We're in bed doing something. It's just not making sense to the rest of the world.
Not making sense to the rest of the world, but it's okay. It is okay.
Exactly. I mean, you can be sitting there learning a business course from the comfort of your nice, comfy bed.
Exactly. So, hey, we're good. But you got any more questions?
No, I was just about ready to say we're almost out of time. So how can our listeners find you or viewers find more about you?
Okay, so my personal handle is DC Glenn ATL across the board. And across the board for tag team is Tag Team Whoomp. And that consistency, you can find me because I'm an SEO master. So I've made it easy for everybody to find me.
Yes, right. You have.
Yeah, so.
And I thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for letting me come run my mouth. And I'm sorry about earlier, but hey, it was actually good. It'd be part 1, part 2.
It works out perfectly. It does. It shows how crazy things get when you're doing. This is why I pre-record and why we take some of this stuff out because this happens.
It happens. So I got a pie in the oven. So let me go. Sprinkles!
Peace.